Hi everyone, welcome to my lesson. So today we are going to be looking at a program to calculate the roots of a quadratic equation that's in the C programming language. I'm Rothomio Jonathan and I'm going to be taking you through. So the first we need to know what a quadratic equation is. That's the format. It's ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. And we use the bulldozer formula or the quadratic formula to solve it, and it's right there. So when we look at this formula, there is this part under the square root, and that's our determinant. That's b squared minus 4ac. So this is what determines which type of root we are dealing with. In other words, if the determinant is greater than 0, the rules are real and distinct. In other words, we won't have a negative under the root, so it will be a number whose root we can find, and it will be a real number. Then if the determinant is less than 0, it will be like a negative number, so we'll be forced to use an imaginary root. So that's where the complex number comes in. So if the determinant is less than 0, the roots are complex. And then if the determinant is equal to 0, then the roots are real and they are the same. Now this is the kind of calculation our program is going to be doing. In other words, if the determinant is less than 0, the first root will be minus b, then square root of the determinant divided by 2a, then the second root will change this plus to a minus. That's according to the formula right there. So one is a plus, one is a minus. So if the determinant is the same as 0, those roots are equal. In other words, the whole part of this equation is a 0. So we'll only be left with minus b and 2a down. So those roots will be equal. Then if the determinant is greater than 0, this is what we do, like the same. We are going to just substituting the plus and minus in the two equations, and then this part of the determinant, the part under the root, will have a negative number. So we'll calculate a complex number, introduce the imaginary number, which is I, which is in other words square root of a negative 1 iota. That's math. So this is what we'll be doing in our program. Then let's look at the algorithm. So this is the kind of control flow. Okay, the algorithm we are going to be referring to. So we'll read the coefficients a, b and c from the user, and then we calculate the determinant, which is b squared minus 4ac, and then we perform these actions like describe if the determinant greater than 0. Now if that is true, we follow this. If it's false, like that, its determinant is the same as 0. So that kind of control flow. So it's the same thing I was explaining as before. Now let's look at the program. Code blocks. It's right here. So I'll leave the code in the description. Yeah. So this is the part which asks the coefficients of a, b and c from the user. Then the user enters it and it stores it as a, b and c. Now we calculate the determinant at this point. B squared, okay, it's just the same thing. You look through the code and all that. Then this is checking the type of the root. Then we calculate and then print back what the user has input. So let me run it and we see. So it has asked us for the coefficients of a, b and c of the quadratic equation. So I can put in my numbers. Let's say 2, enter, 3, enter, negative 1. So it gives us back the answer. The roots are real and distinct. It's 0.28 and negative 1.78. So that's the program. I'll leave the code in the description. Thank you.